episode of Live Sale Secrets, where we talk about all things live selling, making money with your personality, and figuring out this wild world of online business together. Woohoo! I hope you're excited. Now, before I dive into all these juicy details, I really got to admit something. If my college professors could see me now, they would be shocked because back then, now I am 46, so that was pretty far back then, right? But I was the person who was sneaking out of class to go watch baseball games. Like, literally would bring a blanket to class, take the test, and sneak right out, go to the baseball field, right? I was not the sit and learn type. I was really like, I'll figure it out later, or as long as I pass and get through. But yet here I am, absolutely obsessed now with learning about things that interest me. I think that's probably like the biggest thing, right? Now that it interests me, I am all in. So while this is my first ever podcast as a host, I've actually listened to thousands of hours of marketing podcasts over the years since 2008. My passion is for marketing, small business growth, and live selling. Now, some of y'all might not have heard that word before, live selling. I guess that's two words. Okay. I like to say it's kind of like having your own QVC channel. And if that doesn't make sense, here's a longer explanation. Live selling is a dynamic way to sell products in real time through live video streaming on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and even specialized e commerce apps. Now, it combines entertainment, direct customer interaction, and most importantly, instant purchasing, making it one of the most engaging and effective online sales strategies today. I want to share some mind blowing stats with y'all. The global live selling shopping market is projected to hit 500 billion by 2027. Live shopping conversion rates are I almost said conversation rates. The conversation rates are up, and guess what? The conversion rates are up to 10 times higher than you'd see with a traditional e-com site. Now, when I first started my very first website, folks were telling me, hey, if you get a 3% conversion rate, that's good. If 3 out of 100 people that visit your site make a purchase, you're doing good. And I was like, all right, but what about those other 97 folks, right? You'll see a lot more of them convert to buyers when you use live selling. And in China, live selling is already accounting for over 20% of all of their e-commerce sales, right? TikTok Shop and Facebook Live Shopping are definitely just fueling this surge in the US adoption of live selling, and it is expected to hit 68 billion in the US alone by 2026. Now, those are numbers that I can get excited about. So, like I said, back in 2008 is when my husband and I first started selling online, and then we started live selling in 2019. And perhaps like you, like I just wanted to make some extra money, right? Nothing crazy, like just something fun and flexible while I stayed home with my kids. So we were a foster family at the time and had 5 kids, under 5. So I didn't have a ton of time, but I needed a ton of money, right? We had to feed a lot of mouths. But then our business took a massive turn when I started going live. So suddenly people weren't just buying our products off a website. They were showing up for me, for this community we were building, and for the fun, y'all. And let me tell you, this live selling thing works, okay? I've had over 2,000 hours of live selling under my belt now. And that's a lot of talking, right? So, why did I text my husband 5 seconds before I started recording this podcast and tell him how nervous I am? So, I'm coming up on 6 years now, going live 4 to 8 times per week, every week, without fail. And still, those nerves hit me a little bit sometimes, but that's okay because I have found and seen how powerful it is to build a business around live selling. I've watched my own kids go live, y'all, and completely crush their sales. Both of them made more money on their first live show than I did on my first live. And through it all of this over the years now, I just kept thinking, why is nobody talking about this? When I first started, I'm looking for resources. I wanted to learn more. I want to get better and understand all of the strategies that could really make my live shows even stronger. But there's a problem. There was like nothing out there. Okay. There were no guides, no deep dives, no courses or beginner friendly tutorials, and definitely nothing advanced level. So I was like, in the wild, wild west of live selling here. Everyone was just kind of figuring out as they went along, but no one was really teaching it. We were modeling each other and kind of watching what other people were doing. But again, there were no teachers, there were no like leaders in the live selling industry. So I did what any good entrepreneur does. I became my own guinea pig. I'm like, I'm going to try everything. I'm going to test different formats. I'm going to experiment with different games and different sales techniques. And I really continue to learn a lot about marketing in general. And y'all, I made a ton of mistakes, right? So you don't have to make those same mistakes. That's the good news. And the more I learned, the more I really wanted to share. I know it feels like to start, like, I know what it feels like to start something new and think, can I really do this? Will anyone even watch? Am I going to look ridiculous? The answer is probably yes, yes, and yes. Okay. But that's part of the fun. So that's why I started this podcast because I want you to have the tools, the confidence, the strategies to make live selling work for you. So whether you're just getting started or you've been live selling for a while, I want to help you get to that next level. Okay. So throughout this podcast, we're going to talk about how to actually engage your audience so you keep coming back, how to sell without feeling like a pushy used car salesman, right? Or, we're going to have stories about the weird things that happen when you go live and also ideas about how to turn your live selling business into a real business and not just that side hustle. So there's a whole lot we're going to dive into throughout this podcast. And I'm so excited that you are here. We're definitely going to have some laughs along the way because if you can't have fun, what's the point? All right. And just to close, just a little bit about me as your podcast host. Again, my name is Jen. All right. I am not one of those perfect business coaches who's going to tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. and meditate and drink green smoothies before you get to work. No, that's not me. I am loud. I am a coffee loving, slightly chaotic homeschool mom with 3 crazy cats, right? Who will absolutely bust into terrible song mid-sentence. I will laugh at my own jokes and tell you exactly how it is. So, I really believe in working smart, not just hard, but also having fun and being yourself cuz honestly, faking it is so exhausting. And most importantly, just clicking live, right? In each episode of the podcast, I'm going to be sharing best tips, strategies, real life experiences in the world of selling so you can skip that learning curve, jump straight to the good stuff, okay? I really hope to bring on some incredible guests too who have built wildly successful businesses using live selling. Now, most of them are out there kind of silently crushing it, but I'm sure there are some we can pull in here to share their secrets. So if you're ready to start live selling, make money being you and have fun doing it, this is definitely the podcast for you. So hit that subscribe button, grab your coffee because I've got mine, and let's do this. Because if there's one thing I know for sure, it's time to just click live.